the dribble here tonight. Vassar and Omier to jump it up. And Baylor wins the tip. Wright will control.
A whole new style of play for Baylor, playing basically 4 guards around Omier.
Josh Ojanwuda done for the year with that knee injury, and that limits their size, so they play smaller. Langston Love here, meandering into the paint, lost the handle, collects and puts it in, and Baylor jumps out to the 2-0 lead.
Very patient coming off that screen and getting to the rim by Love.
You look at the Arizona lineup. Focus on Bradley and Love because they will be on the court a ton. They both average 34 minutes a game.
Baylor,
as well, Vassar starting for the first time in his career.
Vassar's much improved. Baylor's going the zone. They're playing a lot of zone lately.
Love short on that floater. Celestine collects. And Baylor into the front court. Edgecombe. And the rebound by Anthony Del Orso. Love going to work, bullies his way to the basket, gets it to Waco, who had it knocked away. Love at the basket, hangs and hits. Caleb Love as he flexes after banking it home.
He is fearless, John. He's not going to stop shooting, and he's going to play with a high level of competitiveness.
See the Baylor starting 5 with Wright, Love, Edgecombe, Celestine, and Omier.
Yeah, strong. He sees the little guard on him. He's going to go right through him, and he goes right at Omier with good hang time. Good finish.
So Love able to knock that shot down. The last foul, by the way, on Anthony Del Orso, the young man from Australia. Catch and shoot for Langston Love is off the mark. Arizona the other way. Bradley up ahead. And they get a foul inside, and that'll be the first on Norchad Omier. One of the things Tommy Lloyd's team does very well is draw fouls. They get to the free throw line, and Franny, they are great from the free throw line. 77%. They've made 122 more free throws than the opposition.
They're always on the attack. They've got 3 guards who love playing in the paint, John. Baylor's played a lot of zone lately, and this is partially because of the small number of players available.
Del Orso buries the 3.
He made his first 3 on Saturday, and he is a key because he's been in somewhat of a slump until then. Transfer from Campbell.
Last 6 games, just 19 total points, but they have played much better since he was plugged into the starting lineup. Celestine. Love the rebound. Caleb had ideas about kicking it ahead to Waco. Del Orso again, in and out. Anthony Del Orso averaging 42% from the 3-point line. Wright gets a piece of the paint, flips it up. That won't fall. And here comes Arizona. This one has a chance to have some pace to it.
Oh, they run, John. They absolutely run.
Waco, big rebound, had it ripped away by Langston Love.
Watch this.
He's got an extra gear.
He's electric. Absolutely. 35 scouts from 20 teams here tonight.
Vassar flips it up and in. First start of his college career. The first time these two teams met, an Arizona win, Vassar had a career-high 19.
You know what, John? I think he's going to end up a strong candidate for most improved player in the Big 12.
And they get the foul on Caleb Love.
Yeah, watch VJ Edgecombe now. Electric athlete. Kind of reminds me of a young Dwayne Wade. And he's added the shooting in Big 12 play, which really makes him enticing for the plethora of teams from the league that are here tonight.
And again, the graphic showed right there. Right now, he would be the 4th overall pick in our ESPN mock draft. Fran mentioned in the open, 20 teams represented, 35 NBA scouts. I mean, courtside pregame, it was like, come on, fellas, out of the way.
Who's who? Watch the spread pick and roll here.
Shot clock winding down. Shot clock at 5. Kick out. Nunn will try. And hit.
Why not? He's a career 41% three-point shooter.
Jaden Bradley kicks it over KJ Lewis. Lewis puts it on the floor and puts it in. Lewis coming off 13 points in 28 minutes. He's been playing through a right wrist issue. This is the 4th straight game that wrist has either been taped up or at least been barking at him.
Well, he is an excellent 6th man for this team. He volunteered to come off the bench early in the season.
Baysar rebounds. Bounce pass. Del Orso at the basket and puts it in.
Really smart cut by Del Orso. Working in the corner, and then on the drive, he cuts back door.
Baylor at 16-9, 8-6 in the conference. They were preseason number 8 in the AP poll. They've dealt with a ton of injuries. They've had their top 8 together for what, a total of 4 minutes or thereabout. At least most recently. Celestine gets fouled.
Well, Anthony Del Orso, the transfer from Kansas.
Question about it, and he is very mindful of paying it forward, as that attests to. Here is Jalen Celestine. Knocks down the first. Celestine, the Cal transfer, who is 78% from the line. Good shooter.
And he's become, John, the de facto power forward for this team, even though he's really a small forward. But it gives Baylor weapons on the perimeter.
Carter Bryant, the freshman, is checked in for Arizona. This is Bryant with the ball. He can shoot it. Trey Townsend. Love feeds inside, and it's knocked away. Langston Love will try. And Bryant rips it away from Baysar. Arizona with a 3-point advantage. Love spinning and hitting. Caleb Love with 2 more. He's got 4 early on.
John, Arizona is the best running team in the Big 12. And they're one of the best teams in the country at getting out in transition. And they have to be a concern for Scott Drew, that open court game.
Townsend able to corral it, and then the foul on Celestine.
Take a look, John. This guy is, you can say a lot about him, but he's fearless, and he knows how to put the ball in the basket. One of the great scorers in college basketball right now, 5th year. 3 at North Carolina, 2 at Arizona.
He's a kid that's had a spotlight on him for a good chunk of his college career. Arizona, one of the elite programs in college basketball. And there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders to carry this team deep into the tournament. Townsend absorbs the foul. Trey Townsend, who had a quiet game on Saturday, 3 points in 16 minutes against Houston. He returned after missing 2 games from a concussion.
Yep, and this is the first time he's coming off the bench in a while, with Baysar getting the start.
He's the Oakland transfer. He's the reigning Horizon Player of the Year, Trey Townsend.
How about he and his dad both played for Greg Campbell.
Baysar in close, couldn't hit. Loose ball, and eventually Lewis pulls it down. Townsend backing down on Omier, finds Lewis, knocked out of bounds. I think Norchad Omier might have gotten the wind knocked out of him.
Watch the big fella come over. He's playing a lot of minutes for Baylor.
Omier with the steal. Up and under, wouldn't fall for Roach. And then Omier draws the foul.
And Jeremy Roach, John, coming off the bench for the 2nd game in a row. He gets out in transition. And watch Omier, who is really a career double-double. I think it's 81 now, right?
Yeah, Norchad Omier in his career with 81 double-doubles, most among active players. He's also the NCAA's leading active rebounder. Kid that was growing up in Nicaragua. He was playing pickup baseball, and some guys from a local basketball team saw the big kid playing pickup baseball. They went out and said, hey, you'd be interested in playing some basketball? And he said, yeah, sure, we'll give it a shot.
He looks like Aaron Judge if he stayed on the baseball field.
Well, it's funny too, because through a mutual friend, he actually has a connection, he told me, to Juan Soto. They're somewhat friendly.
Can he get a loan?
Well,
that's another story.
That is another story. Carter Bryant off the mark.
And you're seeing 4 guards for Baylor right now by necessity.
Edgecombe off balance, in and out. Townsend fighting for the loose ball. Omier is there. And it'll go possession arrow, and it belongs to Baylor.
Little off balance floater right there, and you see Omier mixing it up. And then Townsend's out of bounds when he touches the ball. Easy call.
Jalen Celestine, by the way, coming back into the game, and he's wearing 50. Ray Natilli alerting everyone, his jersey ripped. So
I went to my roster quickly.
You were looking for 50?
I was looking for 50.
Yeah. Right inbounds, Omier. Yeah, they get the foul on Bryant.
Bryant's another NBA prospect, John. ESPN's got him in the first round. I think he needs more seasoning. But right there, Omier, thinking he had a chance to go at him, picked up the foul. He's a good shooter, terrific athlete. Ball skills are suspect at the moment, but long-term, good prospect.
Nunn from Wright. Wright takes it back. Back to Nunn. And Waco swoops in for the rebound. Now Bryant the other way as they push it into the front court and immediately turn it over. Love takes it away. Love going at Celestine. Had it knocked away. And then Caleb couldn't save it. Up ahead, Omier lost the handle. Oh boy, back and forth we go. It'll be Baylor basketball when we return. Our under 12 timeout here in Waco. Scott Drew's team down by 4 here.
Weapons on the perimeter. 1 of 7 will not get it done.
Celestine kicks to Wright, and Baylor running their offense.
Got a mismatch right here. Got to take them.
Wright taking Del Orso.
Well, they targeted Del Orso, but Wright couldn't get inside.
Roach splits the defense, gets a piece of the paint. Edgecombe, corner 3 is good.
I'm telling you, John, that stroke has improved dramatically. That was a question in November and December on the part of some of the NBA teams. But as you pointed out, he's been on fire lately.
First 10 games, shot 41% as Carter Bryant grabs the lob and throws it down.
Well, because Baylor brings 4 out in that zone, there's only 1 defender on the baseline, and Celestine that time didn't drop deep enough from his wing spot. Nice.
Omier rolls it home. (15-14) as we close in. 10 minutes to play in the first half. Arizona and Baylor. Del Orso high. high arcing shot, and that'll fall.
Yep, that's that problem. When you play the 1-1-3 zone with the wings up, it's really like a 1-3-1. There's only one defender on the baseline. 2 possessions in a row, Arizona's taken advantage of it.
Edgecombe will try another 3. Inside, Celestine collects and puts it in.
You got to be a head turner in the zone and know who's behind you.
Bradley rolls that one home, and he's fortunate. Doug Sermon's yelling at Jeremy Roach, don't try and fool me.
Yep, I think both teams they're letting them play. It's not overly physical, but they're not calling cheap fouls.
We got a great officiating crew here tonight. Doug Sermons, Kip Kissinger, Ray Natilli, Roach off the glass. Waco rebounds. Bryant, ball fake into the paint, a little bit strong. Edgecombe swoops in for the board. Here's the freshman at the basket, and it's blocked. O'Meara collects and lays it in.
Well, that's electricity right there, open court. I mentioned Dwayne Wade, that's a high bar, but he's got that long-term possibility.
So he's got that level of athleticism, right? Bradley picks up his dribble. Wide open Jaden Bradley. Can't hit. Celestine and Baylor the other way.
If you're Baylor, I think you got to leave Bradley and Lewis open all night.
Wright wandering in. Rattles out. O'Meara tips it in, and Baylor has the lead. Scott Drew urging on the crowd. It is rocking here at Foster Pavilion. Second season for this place, Fran, and I think they enjoy a home court advantage in this building that they didn't in the Farrell Center. It gets much louder.
Without a doubt. It's smaller, it's newer, it's louder, it's easier to fill. It's a 9 o'clock game here in Waco, and we've got a great crowd.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous facility. One of the other things they did very nicely is the way they built the seats on a very steep angle so that almost all the seats feel like they're right on top of the court.
It's like Baylor switched back to man now, and they'll switch out of this.
Shot clock under 10. Townsend gets it, ball fake. And Nunn, Baylor the other way, leading by a point. And Nunn gets fouled. And they'll get that one on Del Orso, his second. 8 minutes to go, first half, 2019. Baylor with the lead. Time out of the court. We'll take it with them. Guys like L.J. Cryer.
Yep.
Adam Flagler,
yep.
You know,
Curtis Geralds. I'll go back to the old days,
all
John.
the way, yeah.
Yep.
And,
Henry Dugat.
I mean, even another guy in recent time, Keontae George is another
doing well.
Yep.
Yeah, doing well. No, like we've said it before, it's one of the great rebuilding jobs in NCAA history. You see Davion right there. And every game we come here before the game, there's a video. And they have a young Scott Drew in 2002 saying, we're going to win a national championship someday. And that was just as far-fetched as saying they were going to go to the moon.
He's in his 22nd season as the Baylor head coach. He entered as the Baylor head coach the same season Bill Self took over at Kansas.
Yep, the 2 veterans of the league. That pure stroke, John, I'm telling you.
Caleb Love on the bench for the first time. Baylor by 3.
Switching out of man and zone. They're going man right now. No, they'll switch at all 5 positions in this.
Bradley feeds. Townsend faces up on Nunn. Lewis gets fouled by Langston Love.
Let's take a look on this drive right here. Yep, a lot of contact. Doug Sermon's had a really good view.
I mean, let's be honest. I think we're all sitting here just hoping that either Caleb Love will foul Langston Love or vice versa at some point.
Well, it would not be a love fest if that were to happen.
Folks, here's a reminder, Super Tuesday. It's men's basketball coming at you starting at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. It's number 2 Florida hosting Oklahoma. Then at 9 Eastern on ESPN, it's 23rd ranked Kansas going up against BYU, as we mentioned. And then over on ESPN2 at 9, it's Houston and Arizona State.
Houston played Saturday. They flew home to Houston Saturday night. They got to spend yesterday at home. Flew back out to Tempe today. And John, I'm telling you, like a 5-day road trip when you play 2 games, it feels like 2 weeks. So they were able to get home Saturday night thanks to their athletic director, Eddie Nunez. Now they're back in Tempe tonight to play tomorrow night.
And that team with a legit shot to win a national title, Kelvin Sampson's group.
Yep, no question.
Wright lost the handle, out of bounds, and it'll go the other way. Baylor basketball, or I should say Arizona basketball. Baylor up by 2.
Take a look on this drive right here. A little touch foul by Bryan out top, but the freshman didn't argue at all. Now back to the zone. So they're going to mix pitches tonight, John. Try to keep those Arizona batters off balance.
Baysar feed inside, and Waco collects and lays it in.
They do that in practice every day. And remember, this is one of the rare times this season you're seeing the 2 big guys on the court together.
And again, it's the first time they'd started together. Tommy Lloyd telling us he wanted to put them on the court at the same time. It just gets challenging. And so he started them together for the first time. Roach gives off to Wright. Jeremy Roach, step back, his 3 in and out. Waco the rebound. And now Bradley in Arizona as the Wildcats look to retake the lead. Bradley wide open, and that'll go.
That's stealing. That's stealing down on the baseline. It's wide open. John, remember, they have not played this zone a lot this year, unlike in past years where that's been their primary defense.
Here in Waco from Foster Pavilion, a tight one. Back in 30 seconds.
Well, Arizona having some success versus the zone. Watch the high-low where Waco just seals the little guy, Rob Wright. And then I'm telling you, the baseline is open in this 1-1-3. Watch that pass down to the baseline. It's really 1-on-2 in there. And remember, Omier does not want to foul, so he's basically a conscientious objector.
I was just about to ask you, so how should he play that in that spot with it wide open like that?
The wings have to drop quicker from the foul line area down, and then what he's got to do is play 2-on-1, and almost like on a fast break, John.
Arizona the rebound advantage. And both teams have been doing the damage in the paint. Baylor down 2.
Oh boy.
And a turnover.
Yeah,
miscommunication there. Baysar waiting for some help. Bradley hesitates. Kick out Del Orso. And Waco has it taken away, and a foul on Tobe Waco.
Well, luckily, that's only his first. He has a tendency to get in foul trouble. Really good effort by Jaden Nunn, the young man from Flint, Michigan. They have toughness in their DNA. He's actually going to step off right now, tangled up with Waco. Maybe a little blood.
Yeah, that's what they're dealing with. So Nunn getting fixed up.
They got him back on the court quickly. Didn't have to sub for him. You know, if you lose a contact, there's no time limit on finding and putting a contact back in. I think it was blood, John, but it's possible from where we were that it might have been a contact, because they kept, because normally you just sub a guy, and the officials were judicious.
Yeah.
Especially because he's shooting the free throws.
Yep. Well, Dave Snyder, their trainer, was attending to him. Vasar pulls down the rebound.
Staying in that zone, they're mixing the zone and the man. That's too easy. Yep, that baseline is a sieve right now.
So Waco gets that bucket. Arizona now up by 4. Arizona on a 7-0 run. Edgecombe had it knocked away, and they get the foul, and that'll be on Jaden Bradley.
We keep telling you about that baseline and how open it is, and you see Omier is cheating out to the right corner, and Waco is wide open. There's no drop by the weak side wing. That would be Edgecombe. Again, John, they've got 2 pitches, but the fastball is like 93 with no movement, and the curveball, their 1-1-3 zone, is a hanging curveball. So they're trying to keep Arizona off balance, but neither defense is effective right now.
93 with no movement is getting hit these days. I can attest to that. What Doug Sermons just said.
We got a delay of game on both teams.
Okay. So
the next one on either team would be a technical foul.
A reminder, women's college basketball coming your way. 2 of the top teams in the ACC on ESPN2 Thursday night. Number 11 Duke hosting Louisville at Cameron. And our coverage begins at 7 Eastern.
Yeah, Duke was hanging with Notre Dame tonight, and then Notre Dame went on a heater in the 3rd quarter and blew that game open.
Would you like to see quarters in men's college basketball?
Yes, of course. The only reason we don't do it is because of TV timeouts.
I think they just got Roach on the foul. That look says it all from Scott Drew. Kip Kissinger on the call.
Well, I've said that they've been pretty good about letting the teams take a look right here. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Not in this game. And they've let, you know, the contact has been pretty good both ways, and it's not been malicious. Shooter.
Vasar got it. The big fella knocks it down.
This guy in a year is going to be an NBA prospect, and he doesn't even know there's 35 scouts here tonight. He has improved dramatically since the injury to Mo Kribas, who got hurt in December. This kid's 7 feet, John.
Got back door, Nunn, and a nice look from Omier. Foster Pavilion, John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla, and Chris Budden. The battle in the Big 12. Bryant hesitates, and he traveled.
Yeah, you got to pressure him. He's not a great ball handler on the perimeter, and he showed you right there. You don't want him dribbling into traffic. Quick hands, take a look now. Watch him, he loses it on his hip, and then he shuffles the feet.
29-26. And O'Meara going to work. Goes left hand, and Bryant pulls down the board. Bradley up ahead, finds Bryant, and another travel.
Yep.
It's a turnover. Under 4 timeout in Waco. Arizona leads it by 3.
Much. They're shorter, and they're just trying to hold on for dear life without the big guy in the middle, Ojonwudu.
Yeah, it's a good point. They've been longer in the past, and without Ojonwudu, who's done for the year. Tommy Lloyd's team's been carving up that zone with some easy shots in close. Right now, Arizona leading by 3. Newest rankings coming out today, and Arizona number 19 in the country.
Yeah, big thing for Baylor right now is 2 for 10 from 3.
Langston Love inside, off the window and in.
Beauty. Beautiful job by Love. He's been missed over 10 games. Having him back is a godsend.
Yeah, Langston Love with that left ankle. That was the issue. Feed inside, Waco.
Yeah, see, O'Meara's got no fouls right now. So he now has got to get a little more aggressive because Arizona's ball movement tonight, John, has been excellent.
They have 11 assists on 14 made field goals. Love looking to step through and instead back out, and now Edgecombe. Love inside. Out of bounds, and Bradley was stepping on the baseline. One of the things for Arizona, they're up by 3. A team that normally shoots a ton of free throws. They've shot only 2 in this game. 1 for 2. And like that is a directive from Tommy Lloyd.
Yes.
Get to the line. They haven't done it here tonight. And yet still on top. O'Meara jump hard.
Yep. Too hard.
Bryant will try. And hit. Carter Bryant knocks it down. He's shooting 41% from 3 in Big 12 play. And he's got 5 points here tonight.
What's interesting is because of the big lineup, he's moved back to the small forward spot where he opened the season. This is a really big team for the Cats right now. And Baylor's passing up good shots. Right now they're overpassing.
Shot clock winding down. It's at 4. Right, got to do something. Spinning into the paint. And a loose ball. Bryant has it up ahead. Del Orso with Edgecombe on his heel, and Del Orso lays it in. He wanted the foul. Anthony Del Orso with 9 points. And the kid from Melbourne, Australia, has helped fuel this Arizona attack. They're up by 8. Largest lead of the game for the Cats. Love tries to answer and does. Bradley up and under.
Great cut from the weak side. Nice find by Bryant. Really good, smart cutting on that baseline. They've done that about 3 times tonight. Got easy baskets.
Cats have made their last 6 field goal attempts. 38-31, under a minute to go first half. Edgecombe. And they get the foul. That'll be on Bryant.
Now, we talked about Baylor's 3-point shooting. If I'm Baylor and Vasar's in there now, I always felt when you've got a guy like that who's a shot blocker, go at him and go right through his chest. He's got no fouls tonight because they're spooked on those drives. Edgecombe, particularly in Love, should go right at his chest and see if they can get to the free throw line.
Felt like you were doing a little Hubie there. Now, if I'm Dick Motta.
Now, come on. Now, you love the kid Edgecombe, okay? Because you know he's going to score at a high rate in the painted area. Come on, we all know this.
Edgecombe at the line. VJ, I mentioned 35 scouts here tonight, representing 20 NBA teams, mainly here to see him.
You know, one of the comps for him, I mentioned Dwayne Wade. That's Hall of Fame Dwayne Wade. That's high end, right? But Victor Oladipo, a number of NBA friends of mine have described him that way, and that wouldn't be bad pre-injury. And you don't see that often.
Misses them both.
Well, here's the good news for Baylor. They were down almost 20 to Kansas at the half.
Yeah, they were down 19 at the half. It got as high as 21. As Love buries that one from the corner. Caleb Love with a triple. And Tommy Lloyd's team is up by 10.
Well, what did we say, Jeff? Little token three-quarter court pressure right here. You have to get it across. I don't think he will. That's a 10-second violation.
How about that?
Yeah, it would have been 10 anyway. That was what we call a nuisance press right there. And Baylor did not attack it really well.
Fifth turnover on Baylor.
Take a look at it. You see, Love had no outlets. When you get pressed like that, you need 3 outlets and somebody long. And they did not present that to the man with the ball. I thought after the way Arizona played Houston Saturday that this would happen. This is a good Arizona team, getting better.
Lob inside Baysar, couldn't collect it cleanly.
I think I would get one shot here.
Edgecombe at the basket. Oh my!
How they're doing protecting the glass, but once more on the offensive side.
Arizona basketball to start the second half.
Going to that big lineup again with Baysar at center.
Out of bounds, and it'll stay Wildcats basketball. Chad O'Meara matched up with Tobe Awaka. Del Orso. Love. Jumper off the mark. Here's Edgecombe. Edgecombe, full head of steam. And he gets the foul. And he will go to the line. VJ Edgecombe, 11 points in the first half. VJ averaging just a shade under 15.
And he missed 2 free throws, John, at the end of the half, shooting nearly 80%. I think he has to be more aggressive. He sometimes defers, and there's really nobody on the court that can stay in front of him. I'd like to see him get more aggressive the next 20 minutes.
Listed at 6'5", 180.
Yeah, his island is Bimini, as Chris mentioned at the top, and that's the island in the Bahamas closest to Miami. Only 2,000 people on the island. He's a wholesome young man. Baylor playing man-to-man, but switching.
Celestine on a Waco. Waco puts it on the floor. Can't hit, and then gets the offensive rebound and lays it in.
Well, this guy is one of the best offensive rebounders in the country. He's number 3 on the Ken Pom offensive rebound charts. About once every 5 possessions, John, he comes up with an offensive rebound.
And again, we like that, a rebounding rate as opposed to counting stats.
Yeah, but he does it below the rim. He's not a high jumper. He just knows how to carve out space with that big body of his. Young man from the Poughkeepsie Hyde Park area, just north of New York City, what, about 60 miles or so?
He used to commute to Cardinal Hayes for a time in New York City.
In the Bronx.
I mean, that's like an hour-and-a-half commute. Tennessee transfer, Tobe Waco. Arizona leading it by 8.
Bradley's got to be cautious. He's got 3 fouls already. And he's a guy that can really get into the paint off the dribble. You got double fouls here.
Yep. So O'Meara and Owaka.
Severe and extreme, and a guy like undercuts a guy and he pulls him down, he gets hurt. But that's a simple hook and hold flagrant one.
Waka knocks down the first free throw.
And it's going to be Arizona ball as well.
Rattles them both home. Wildcats the lead back up to 10. Just getting going here second half. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla, and Chris Budden, Foster Pavilion, Waco, Texas. Love, catch and shoot. O'Meara the rebound. Edgecombe.
Go to the hoop. He's got to attack. See, that's a turnover because Edgecombe's got to be aggressive to the rim.
And Langston Love fouling Caleb Love, the moment we've been waiting for.
Yep. I'm a big believer, John. Anytime Edgecombe gets the ball in the open court, he must go to the rim. You know, in hockey, when it's 3-on-3 with 2 guys in the penalty box, let's watch right here. See, he just bails out and changes his route. But in hockey, when it's 3-on-3, it's really open court for a great skater.
When it's 3-on-3 and one of them's Gretzky, Gretzky can usually get past one of the defenders.
Absolutely, and that's what Edgecombe's got to do a better job of recognizing. They can't keep him out of the lane.
Del Orso here fires. And Langston Love pulls down the rebound. And now Baylor will look to chip away at a 10-point deficit. Neither team has shot the 3 particularly well in this game. Love hesitates. And that one rolls off.
Yeah, I think Langston was caught between shooting it and lobbing it.
Yep.
And Bradley's going to run the team. This guy is the heart and soul of Arizona basketball. Young man from Rochester, New York originally.
Love, step back 3. And out of bounds. And the fans frustrated.
Well, they thought Caleb got away with a push off and created that space. And to be honest, they have let both teams do that tonight. It's not overly physical, but they haven't called cheap fouls.
Foul on Arizona. And Henry Vasar. Well, a reminder, Super Tuesday coming at you. 7 Eastern tomorrow on ESPN2. Number 2 Florida taking on Oklahoma. 9 Eastern on ESPN. Kansas and BYU. And then Houston and Arizona State, ESPN2 at 9 Eastern. Right inside, can't hit.
No, if I'm Rob Wright, I go right to the guy's chest. I don't bail out with a half-hearted hook shot there. Go right at the big guy's chest. Good defense. Arizona's really becoming a gritty team.
Lewis might have gotten away with a travel. Oh! Norchad O'Meara went flying over the table. And the fans appreciate the effort.
You know, when I think back to the Kansas game we did here, down 19 at the half, take a look at the hustle right here by O'Meara. It seemed like Baylor got back into the game quickly with a lot of scoring, but this Arizona team is a very tough-minded team. They were the tougher team for 35 minutes against Houston on Saturday. That was a push.
Waco can't collect it. Omier has it tipped from behind and a turnover. Lewis into the paint, hangs, can't hit. And Waco gets fouled, and the big fellas wrestling with each other. I think they got Norchad Omier. They did.
Those two guys are very similar. Omier's a little more explosive, but they've been banging each other, patting each other on the back.
Baysar. And now Bradley. Lob to Waco out of bounds.
Well, there's that seal again. Couldn't get it done.
Is that the team? Well, back when he was a youngster, his Estonian team played Real Madrid. They lost by 100. They said, yeah, I want to go play for those guys.
Well, that's worked out. He's turned into a really nice player and getting even more of an opportunity with Mo Kribas done for the year.
And Real Madrid produced a guy named Luka Doncic. He's going to spend the rest of his career with the Los Angeles Lakers.
The lead is a dozen for Arizona. Roach, biggest lead of the game for the Cats. Roach jumper. That one off the mark. Omier can't hold on to it. Bradley now.
They are dangerous. They get about 15 points a game off the fast break, the best in this league.
Waco catch inside and puts it home. And again, this is a Baylor team with no Ojanwuna. They are undersized, and Waco's taken advantage of it a number of times.
In Big 12 play, John, Omier's playing 35 minutes a game, so it's not unusual for him to wear out.
Edgecombe wide open. And Waco swoops in for the board. Bradley hesitating, probing, kicks out Lewis. Gets a piece of the paint.
You know, take a look at Tobe Awaka. Percentage-wise, one of the best 2 or 3 offensive rebounders in the country. Right here, he seals his man, and there's guards in there. And that is a total mismatch right now. Tobe, in the game against Houston Saturday, was a little bit of a non-factor because of foul trouble. We saw an incredible performance against Iowa State.
He was sensational in that overtime win. Townsend. And goes possession arrow, and it'll go the other way. So Baylor basketball. The lead is 14 for Arizona. Light pressure from the Cats. Celestine.
Got to shoot that ball.
A foul on the floor.
You know, when you play a good defensive team, which Arizona has become, and you move the ball and you're open, you've got to shoot it. Tommy Lloyd, I think, was very proud of his team on Saturday, even though they didn't come away with the win. This is a very dangerous team the last month of this season.
Baylor is going on close to 5.5 minutes without scoring. Celestine. Towns to the rebound. So the cold spell continues for the Bears. And the Cats looking to extend their lead. Bradley.
Another nice cut.
Del Orso looking for some help, and he turns it over. Nunn up ahead. And Jaden Nunn will go to the line as he's fouled. 39-35, 13:31 to go here in the second half.
Tommy Lloyd has settled on a really nice 8-man rotation. You see 3 more substitutes coming in. And John, the team that was struggling in November and December keeps getting better.
Nunn at the line, his first. Women's college basketball coming your way Thursday night. 2 of the top teams in the ACC. Louisville at number 11 Duke. 7 Eastern. Thursday on ESPN2. Nunn gets them both. Here's the pressure from the Bears. And Celestine hammers Townsend.
The schedule on the road for the Wildcats backloaded, John. They still will go to Iowa State and Kansas.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's tough. This is theoretically a tough game tonight. They're handling themselves very well. 3 more home games as well.
Lewis lob to Vasar, and it'll go. I'm not sure how that went down.
This kid is a revelation. He keeps getting better by the week. We saw a little bit in December, more in January. And I think right now, John, he would be a strong candidate for most improved player in the Big 12.
And they get Vasar on the foul. Reaching in. Let's go over to Chris Button.
You know, last year Vasar sat on the bench dealing with a shoulder injury, wasn't able to play. So the biggest thing that I learned was work ethic. And since coming here as a freshman, has gained over 20 pounds of muscle. That has helped him really finish to the rim. He said the thing that I think that I've gained the most confidence in is my physicality playing through contact.
See, with all those marks all over him, obviously he's getting some cupping therapy, that an ancient healing technique to help increase blood flow.
What's interesting about Arizona, you hate to say addition by subtraction, but they've gotten better.
Oh!
Better.
That was addition. Caleb Love to the rack.
And the only thing that was just subtracted was the Baylor defender. But they have gotten better since the injury to Krivas, because the roles have become more delineated.
Baylor still without a field goal this half.
Caleb Love just hit a home run.
Inside, and Omier ends the drought.
You know, if you're Baylor, you need 2-3 stops, or you need to score. You need to get the crowd back in the game. If you're Arizona, play with poise. Keep running your stuff.
Lewis will try. Had a great look at it. Edgecombe. Roach hesitates and then has it knocked out of bounds.
Caleb Love. Sometimes it's feast, sometimes it's famine. But he's never afraid of the big moment. Take a look right here. That's addition by subtraction. Woo! How about Utah now, right? The Madsen twins, right? I mean, those are 2 Utes that you really have to deal with when you play them. Good win by Craig Smith. Good weekend for Craig Smith and his group, knocking off K-State and KU. You liked that, didn't you?
That was good. Roach not able to hit the second. Vasar the rebound. Jeremy Roach went into his closet and found some of his sneakers from Duke.
2-time captain. Duke graduate. He's only got one 20-point game this year.
Lob, Vasar couldn't collect. And now Wright. Baylor down 11. Right at the basket, left hand rolls off, tipped out. Roach will fire and hit. Love at the basket, blocked, out of bounds. Arizona basketball.
Well, the Bears need something good to happen. Take a look right here. Watch Omier. Looks like he gets all ball at the top. But this place has been somewhat dead. And we've seen it rock and roll this year when they came back from that big deficit against Kansas.
(53-45). Waco. The freshman Bryant. Shot clock winding down. Got to get it up. And Omier rebounds. Baylor the other way. Celestine.
Oh, they're getting good looks. Just can't make them down. Watch them run.
Townsend up ahead of the pack. Well done.
This is the best running team in the league. This is vintage Wildcat basketball right there. That's a 4 or 5 point play.
Roach into the paint, up and under. Townsend will try, and that missed everything. Lob, Omier lays it in.
We might see a timeout soon.
Timeout, Arizona. It's a 6-point game, 9:28 to go here at Foster Pavilion in Waco.
Keep them to keep the pace up. He said, we have them tired. I want you guys to continue to drive to the rim because they're tired. They're gonna foul.
I absolutely agree, Chris. I think you've got to attack them inside. Get out in transition.
Shot clock under 10. Del Orso got to get something up. Big rebound by Waco. And possession arrow, it belongs to Arizona.
I'll tell you, both big men are working hard inside. Watch Tobe come from nowhere to grab that rebound. He gets tied up.
Baylor has been really tough to beat at home this year. Their only loss was to TCU here. And a travel. The turnover. 9 to go. Baylor trails by 6, and the Bears have the ball. Roach loses it out of bounds, and it'll stay with Baylor.
You know, John, I can't remember Rob Wright taking a lot of shots tonight. And if it were me, if I were him, I'd be attacking the basket, try to draw a second defender, but I think he gets into the lane and he kind of babies it out.
He's 0 for 5. Omier.
Good hands.
Stripped away. Kick up ahead, and Vasar couldn't corral it, and I think that's a mistake by Lewis. You got to know who your intended target is and what their skill set is.
Yeah, but they run. I don't think Tommy Lloyd's that upset, but absolutely, you know, KJ wishes he had that one back. And that's what makes them good, is they get out in transition. The execution not so good.
Wright will try. A Waco rebound. And the foul is on Norchad Omier. And that will be his third. .8:16 to go in this one. Arizona's biggest lead was 14. A.J. Lewis, and now a Waco. Love spinning and can't hit. Omier rebounds.
He's got right.
Love inside, up and in. Langston Love with the bucket. It's a 4-point game.
Great footwork, great jump stop and pivot.
Foul on Edgecombe. His third. Baylor in the middle of a 12-2 run.
City, Texas, a San Antonio area kid.
Yeah, went to Montverde. He averaging 16 points a game in his 3 games since returning, and has been a big factor of that off-season left ankle surgery. Vesar rattles it home. Told you, Arizona as a group 77% from the stripe.
What's crazy about that is they shoot 31% from the 3 on the season. There should be a correlation there.
I get you.
Yep.
57-51. Edgecombe.
So he needs to go strong. Got to shoot it.
At the basket, hangs and is fouled.
When he gets to the NBA, John, he's going to have a green light to attack all the time. He does it in spurts this season. It's almost like he's worried about being too selfish. Passed up 2 opportunities to score, and then he decided, I got to get to the rim because of the shot clock. You're not keeping him out of the paint.
Yeah, it feels like his ability to score or get fouled is there most every possession.
Yeah.
And the projected big board with Harper and Bailey in between Flag and Edgecombe.
And I say this as a compliment to Caleb Love, but he needs Caleb Love's mentality. You know, he's just going to throw caution to the wind. And I just think he's not guardable.
Five-point game, under 7 to go. Lewis with Roach on him. Now Bryant. Lewis lost it for a second. Caleb Love got to get something up. Little sky hook. How about that?
Yep. He's never going to change. And Tommy Lloyd calls him his lightning rod.
Roach a jumper. Tipped out. Wright has it. Baylor down 7. Langston Love. Roach inside, and it knocked away. Out of bounds. And with 5 on the shot clock, it'll be Baylor basketball.
Now this is great. Clock running down. Watch Caleb Love now in the lane. Little scoop. Looked like Magic Johnson from the old days, playoffs. Go Google him, YouTube him, whatever. Magic Johnson hook shot.
NBA Finals.
Yep.
He took a page out of Kareem's book. I'm going to say like 86. Shot clock violation.
And I'm going to tell you, the key to that whole possession was Vassar protected the rim, and then the ball was knocked out of bounds, and there was only 5 on the clock. Vassar gets a block, but he just dominated that defensive possession. He is not an NBA player right now, but this is a good resume builder tonight in front of 20 teams.
You're talking about Vassar?
Vassar, absolutely. Yeah. And if he shoots the 3-ball, which he will, because look at this.
That is a great look and a nice touch. Vassar to Waco.
Yep. Because he's a big European kid, there's a tendency for some people, not me, to think he's soft. He is anything but soft.
About Rob Wright, he's been held scoreless in this one.
Well, he doesn't look to score.
Edgecombe, ball fake, and he's fouled.
Yeah, this is a good high-low. When you don't pressure the passer, the first post defender is the man guarding the passer. So watch how much room he's got to just throw it right over the top. Now, it doesn't hurt that he's 7 feet tall also. But in order to guard the post, you must pressure the passer. And that was almost like the defender was invisible because of Vassar's size.
The last foul on Arizona on KJ Lewis. That's his 4th.
Tell you what, I watched the UCLA game in December, John. We've had Arizona a number of times. They get better and better. I think they got better on Saturday at home against Houston. And I was anxious to see how they would come out tonight. This is what I kind of expected. You don't want to see this team in the NCAA tournament.
Well, this is a great test on the road. And as we mentioned, still with games at Iowa State and at Kansas, 2 of the tougher places to play in the league. That's still to come for Tommy Lloyd and the Arizona Wildcats.
But 3 home games, right? You got Utah, BYU, and they rival Arizona State, so they're putting themselves in a great position for a high seed.
And rolls in.
They switch into a mismatch, and they got. Well, okay, look at Vassar. Look at this guy.
Henry Vassar, the offensive rebound and the bucket, huge.
Because Baylor switches, they had a mismatch inside. When the shot went up, nobody bodied Vassar from the perimeter.
Langston Love. Right at the basket, trying to feed O'Meara. And it's Nunn with a 3, and they needed that. Timeout Baylor.
There's some great things. Certainly an NBA prospect, but not a comfortable ball handler right now.
So now it's Bradley with Nunn on him. Less than 4.5 to go. Arizona by 6, Vassar. Waco from the free throw line. Wouldn't go. Edgecombe.
That's what I'm talking about.
And he'll go to the line.
That's what I'm talking about, John. He's not guardable. You gotta take it to the defense. He babies the ball up sometimes, and right there, he's going right at the defense and drawing contact. It's weird to say this because he's played high-level basketball, Bahamian national team against NBA players, Serbia, Jokic, etc. I don't think he knows how good he is yet. That's why I think his future's bright.
10 for 13 from the line and 17 points for VJ Edgecombe.
I don't think Baylor's been within 4 in a long time.
Here comes the crowd. Bradley jumper straight on, got it.
That was a rhythm shot. He's not a great three-point shooter, but that's a comfortable foul line jumper that he wasn't going to hesitate on.
8 points for Jaden Bradley. Shot clock under 10, Langston Love. Love had it knocked away, and Bradley ends up with it.
He is so underrated in this league. The coaches know how good Jaden Bradley is. Terrific point guard.
Bradley at the basket. And Celestine and Baylor come away with the rebound. Bears down 6. The freshman Edgecombe into the paint, hangs and hits. Wow! He's got 20.
Bradley's got the big fella. Let's see if he takes him.
Baysar puts it on the floor. Off balance. Tipped out. Bradley.
Bradley and Lloyd manipulating the offense. Quarterback and coach. Still has a mismatch on him.
Bradley jumper. Off the mark. Loose ball. And the possession arrow belongs to Baylor. No, timeout.
Well, I said it, John. He's not guardable. He just doesn't know he's not. But I like the fact that the freshman is starting to take over a little bit. Watch the Jaden Nunn that had possession. And Doug Sermons, the official on the baseline, saw that he called out timeout, gave it to him. Good call. A little pressure now.
And it's big because they have the possession arrow, so they keep it.
Yes, exactly. Little pressure by Arizona, which bothered Baylor early, but not that time. Gotta go.
Clock at 8.
Yep, gotta go. Gotta have it in this guy's hands.
Edgecombe fires. Celestine's tip wouldn't fall. And Baysar gets fouled.
Big time rebound. He had his hands on it twice. You know, when we were in Phoenix in December for the UCLA game, it was the day that we knew that Krivas was out for the season. And Tommy Lloyd said, I'm going to have to figure out a different way to play, because they felt they were going to play through Krivas with Omar Ballo leaving Arizona going to Indiana. And what's happened in the absence of Krivas is this guy has become a very reliable player.
Knocks down the first. Tommy Lloyd said outright he thought Mo Krivas would be their best player.
Yes.
He's out following left ankle surgery.
And he'll only be a sophomore next year, making what we hope is a full recovery.
Baysar can't hit that one out of bounds. And it'll be Arizona ball.
I wonder if they'll review this, or did they get a good look? Looks like they're going to keep it here, which means that Ray Natili was pretty sure. That one's so close the way things are. I'm surprised they didn't review that.
Celestine fouls Baysar, and he'll go back to the line. Henry Baysar, 70% free throw shooter.
And we mentioned the Real Madrid Academy, Chris did. And a lot of young kids. I've been around international basketball, John, for 20 plus years now. It was rare for a while that kids from around Europe would come to the United States and go to college. But with NIL and with opportunities to go to the NBA because of all the foreign kids in the league, this kid and his family chose to come to Arizona.
Time for the All-State game check-in. And Arizona, 28 made field goals, 20 assists to go along with those. Yeah, 4 players in double figures. The Bears have been led by VJ Edgecombe, their prize freshman. A game-high 20 points. Vesar can't hit. The lead is 6.
2 possessions, you got to play quick. That absolutely should have been a foul.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In this game.
Celestine to O'Meara. Inside jump hook is good.
Still 2 possessions, but what you need right now if you're Baylor is a stop.
Time out of the court. 67-63. Caleb Love.
Wildcat fans have got to be happy with this right now.
Yeah, tough atmosphere, been loud.
It's going to get louder in Ames and in Lawrence.
No question. Tipped out of bounds and Arizona basketball.
Now he can't run the baseline, as Doug Sermons is telling Jaden Bradley right here, so you got to cut hard if you're Arizona. Tommy Lloyd's got a timeout in his pocket.
Oh! And they get it up ahead to Lewis as Bryant almost lost the handle. Foul on Edgecombe, and that is his 4th.
Now almost a steal right here. Baylor gets a, looked like they got a piece of it. Bryant didn't come away with it cleanly, but he did pick it up and got it to KJ Lewis.
85% from the line for KJ Lewis. And the Texas kid misses the first. Lewis triggers the second, and he gets that one. And the lead is 5 for the Cats.
2 possessions, you need a 2 and a 3. Doesn't matter when you get it, but you can't play slow. You got to play sped up.
Edgecombe bullies his way to the basket. Left hand is good.
And I think now you press and foul, and you just elongate this game. Make Arizona shoot free throws.
And none fouls Bryant.
And that's a good foul. Take a look at Edgecombe. We said it, John. He's not guardable. He doesn't know he's not. This is great athleticism to the rim. He's going in the top 5, but it's not unreal to think he could go 2 or 3.
22 tonight for the Frosh. Speaking of freshmen, Carter Bryant, 61% free throw shooter. Big free throw.
Yeah, we've watched this guy over the course of the Big 12, and he plays with really good maturity. He's hit big shots this year. We saw him against Iowa State. He doesn't look like he's afraid of big moments, which is a good sign.
Yeah, he had 14 in that overtime win against Iowa State. And cool as a cucumber, knocks down the free throws.
Good press defense right here, slowing Baylor down.
O'Meara gets it across Edgecombe into the lane, scoops it home.
He's not guardable, especially when Arizona.
Love has it, and they finally foul him. I think Scott Drew wanted that foul to come a tiny bit sooner. Love will go to the line. Caleb Love, 87% free throw shooter this year. At his career, it's 83%.
This guy's been in so many big games, playing at Carolina, Duke, Carolina, Final Fours. Last year, Pac-12 Player of the Year. So this is comfortable territory.
The kid from St. Louis buries the first. Vassar will grab a seat. Waco checks in for Arizona.
I love these three guards. They are.
Lewis, Bradley, and Love.
Yep, they're tough. They're tough. I'm a Caleb Love fan, even though he's going to, as we say, shoot you out of him some nights, but he's never afraid of these moments.
Knocks down 2 big free throws.
League that I believe can get to a Final Four. I think Houston is underrated at number 5. I really do. They lost those 3 games in December and people kind of forgot about them.
Edge come down. Got to get it going.
Little zone. They got to go quick.
Langston Love can't hit. Rebound to Lewis.
Yeah, and underrated, John. A really good challenge by Carter Bryant on that jump shot.
He'll march down to the other end. And time now for our player of the game. It's brought to you by Phillips 66. Henry Vassar, his first career start. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists.
Tell you what, John, there is nothing better than a road win in a tough environment. And, you know, I talked to some of the Arizona coaches, and one of the things they talk about being in the Big 12, there were places in the Pac-12 that were not the most difficult places to play crowd-wise. Not the case in this league, and they're handling these big moments pretty well.
I'll tell you the other thing, Vassar averages 18 minutes a game. He played 30 here tonight. Those minutes just keep going up.
Oh, he's going to be a star.
Edgecombe can't hit. And possession arrow, it belongs to Baylor. 3 seconds left, and Arizona is going to get out of here with a monster road win. Tommy Lloyd's team would improve to 18-8. Remember, this is a team that started 4-5. And that'll do it. That basket does not count. 74-67 the final. Arizona ranked 19th.